today we're going to work on shading the cone. Our light source is going to be on the left again. Over here. Go ahead and draw that in so you know where your light source is supposed to be. And then we're going to be using graded value, like we've used previously, to fill in the cone to make it look three-dimensional. Our highlight side is going to be on the left because our light source is on the left. Our shadow side is going to be on the right. To prepare to work on this, remember that you should have a few sheets of paper underneath so that you have some nice padding so that you can get some softer shading, and that your pencil should not be super sharp. You want your pencil to be a little bit dull. I'm working with a mechanical pencil, and it's a thicker lead mechanical pencil, so it allows me to get a nice flat spot on there, and that'll give you a wider pencil line and make it easier to get the softer values and to keep it from being streaky when you shade. So as we've done before, I'm going to rotate my paper just a little bit to keep my hand out of the way so that you guys can see what I'm doing. I'm going to work dark to light as I shade, so I'm going to start on the shadow side of the cone, and I'm going to work so that as I'm working across, I can build up my value. So I'm going to start a little bit lighter than I eventually want it to be. So I'm going to start down here where the shadow is going to be darkest, and I'm going to work my way across the cone, kind of going up at the same time. The shadow on this is going to get dark, start out darker down here and get lighter as it goes up, and it's going to get lighter as it curves around. Because the volume of the cone is thicker down here than it is at the top, the light's going to wrap around a little bit more up here, and you're going to have some lighter values than you would down here at the bottom. So I'm going to continue working around. And I'm going to do a little work with my eraser to pull some of that highlight back out because I went a little bit too far. And that'll be good because you'll be able to see how to fix mistakes if you make any. I want my highlight to end just a little bit before I get to the edge of the cone because, as with all rounded objects, your highlight's not right on the side. It's a little bit away from the edge. If you get any areas that are uneven like that, you'll be able to blend them back out as you keep layering up. And you'll notice as I work through this, I keep going back to this corner and starting there and blending across so that it works out pretty even as I go across. And the more layers you have, the less your pencil lines will show. If you were to try to do this all in one shot, you would have some pencil lines and there wouldn't be much way to get rid of them unless you were able to do it perfect all the way across. Okay, so that's a pretty good start. There's a couple of uneven areas that I see, but we'll get those here in just a minute. I'm going to work with my eraser just a little bit here, and you can work dark to light with your eraser also. The harder you press, the more you're going to pull off the paper. The lighter you press, the less you'll pull off the paper. And I want to lighten this up a little bit because I went a little bit too far. And now what I'm going to do is I'm going to put a little bit of value here on the edge. That was too much. I'm going to put a little bit of value here on the edge and blend away. Now this is pretty tricky because starting light is always difficult. So be patient with yourself. Okay, and then I'm going to start back over here and work on blending out into the highlight here. I think I have everything blended out. You can see our highlight is a little bit away from the edge. Everything tapers value-wise up to the top, and it also fades out across, and that's how you're going to shade the cone.